Hi, I'm Hanbit, and I'm a pastry chef from Korea. Hi everybody, it's Hanbit here. 안녕하세요, 조한빛입니다. In this video, I'm going to share with you my recipe of the granola. There are millions of different granola recipes out there, and I think they're all pretty good, but I really like my version, and that's why I'm going to share it with you. To be honest, making granola is super easy. It is really simple. It's all about just mixing the ingredients and baking it. That's pretty much it. And it's all about the mix and match between different ingredients. You can add some specific nuts or dry fruits that you like, and it's all about the balance between these different ingredients. And once you make the granola, it's great for snacks, for cereal, or for just putting it on yogurt. It just tastes amazing. Here I've got oats. These are rolled oats, and oats are the main ingredient for making granola. Over here I've got other types of nuts. Chopped pecans, sliced almonds, and coconut chips. Here I've got a couple of different seeds, pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. I've got vanilla here, and in a minute I'm going to scrape the vanilla out and then add it into the granola. And adding vanilla really adds a bit of flavor, which is great. Coming over here, I've got dried fruit. So these are dried cranberries, raisins, and dried apricots. So I've chopped them into smaller pieces. I really like adding dried fruits because I think it has fruity flavor, and especially that dried apricot gives that kind of yellowish and orangish kind of color, and I think that's really nice. To spice this up, I've got a bit of cinnamon powder, and I think adding cinnamon powder really helps with kind of spicing it up. A bit of salt, honey. Instead of honey, you can use maple syrup, which is perfectly fine. It's completely up to you. And finally, oil. For oil, I use sunflower oil or grapeseed oil. And I tend to stay away from olive oil because olive oil has that characteristic flavor. I've gone through all the ingredients, and I know that there are quite a few. And if you don't have all the ingredients, that's still okay. If you don't have all the kind of dried nuts or all the dried fruits that I'm using here, that's fine. As long as you have the main ingredients, your granola is going to taste amazing. But if you can find all these ingredients, your granola is going to be fantastic. So why don't we start? First, I'm going to add the nuts and the seeds into the oat and mix that together. And then I'm going to add in the oil and mix it well. Right, so now I'm going to scrape the vanilla seeds from the vanilla pot, but if I add those vanilla seeds right into there, it's not going to mix well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the scraped vanilla seeds into the honey, mix that with the cinnamon powder and salt, and then add that into there. Right, so now I'm going to add this into the oats. Right, so that's mixed well, and what I'm going to do now is place this on a pan with parchment paper and then bake it. And you would have noticed I've got dry fruits here that I haven't used. And I tend not to put it in together and bake it because I think it dries out too much. So what I'm going to do is while this is being baked, I'm going to plump it. And plumping raisins, plumping dried fruits is very simple. It's basically adding rum or hot water, leaving it like that for about kind of 3 to 5 minutes, and then just shaking it off. Just pass it through a sieve and shake off the excess water or rum, and then use that later. But what I'm going to do with that plumped dry fruit is that I'm not going to add it in now, but I'm going to add it at the very end of the baking process. So when there's about kind of 3 to 4 minutes left to go, I'm going to take this out of the oven, and I'm going to add the dry fruits and mix it and put it in and bake it for the final 3 minutes. And that way, it's not going to dry out too much, which I like. So I'm going to put this on a pan now. Perfect, now I'm going to bake this. Right, I haven't baked it fully yet. My tip is that when you've reached about 2/3 of the way of the baking time, just take it out for a minute and then just mix it well. And that helps kind of even out the baking process, because if you just bake it like this, it might not bake completely even. So this is a complete option and it's not a must, but it does help to evenly bake the granola. Right, I've mixed it and now I'm going to continue baking. Right, everybody, I'm almost there. I've got my dry fruits here, and while this was being baked, I plumped the dried fruit. I'm going to put it on here, just mix it a bit and bake it for the final 3 minutes, and then we're done. Right, now I'll put it back in the oven for the final 3 minutes of baking. Right, so this has come out of the oven and it smells amazing. I can smell the sweetness, the nuttiness, the cinnamon, it's amazing. And look at the color, look at the golden brown color. So now I'm going to let it cool down and I'm going to try it. There are many different ways to eat your granola. You can eat it as it is, which is an amazing snack. You can eat it as cereal with milk, or I like it putting it on top of yogurt, which I love. Right, that's a perfect granola recipe. I love the balance of flavors. The nuttiness that comes from the various nuts that I used, that's just amazing. As well as the dried fruits really adds character. Finally, the cinnamon powder. It was really worth adding that cinnamon powder. So overall, the balance of flavors is just amazing, so please give it a go, and I'm sure you'll love it. So hope you've enjoyed my granola recipe. I know there are quite a few ingredients, but in terms of the steps, it's just super easy, right? It's just a matter of mixing everything together. And if you don't have all the ingredients that I've used, don't worry too much. You can leave 1 or 2 out. It'll still taste absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'll come back next time with another amazing recipe. Thank you very much, guys. For more YouTube videos, please click here. If you want to take a step further with your baking and pastry, then please visit my website on www.hanbitshow.com. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.